Hello everyone. Welcome to the multi-elimination area. Let's see who gets the prize on each team. And the prize winners are Olivia Rodrigo, Sean Bradley, Darth Vader, Professor, Nate Solder, and Light Blue Yoshi, with 9, 8, 7, 7, 6, and 6 votes respectively. Immunity. Now for eliminations. Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, Yao Ming, Kevin Durant, Rudy Gobert, Tyler at Sports, Donna Troy, Zachary Zatara, Dom Toretto, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Nate Solder, Xochitl Gomez, Olivia Rodrigo, Anita Guzman, Marina Diamandis, Green Goblin, MCU Spider-Man, Iron Man, Deadpool, Darth Vader, Tyler Tuskman, Riley Anderson, Hiccup H. Haddock 3, Movie Tales, Larry Koopa, Alfonso, Sangria Adamina, Sangria Adam, Professor, and Orange are safe at 0 votes. Sean Bradley, Nikola Jokic, Bully McGuire, Patrick Mahomes, Yuki, Florence Pugh, Lindsay Lohan, Anakin Skywalker, Yukata Peach, Light Blue Yoshi, Beef Boss, Anais Watterson, and Guess C are safe at 1 vote. Leon Scott Kennedy is safe, even at 3 votes. And Pirate Bowser Jr., Supergirl, Mr. L, Linda Cardellini, Cheer Bear, and Yakko Warner, with 11, 11, 11, 10, 10, and 9 votes respectively, you're eliminated. Well, since you 6 were troublemakers, no last words. Goodbye. Hello you 7. Welcome to the join booth. Let's see who joins. The only people who got more than 1 vote are Harley Quinn, Anthony Edwards, Sally Acorn, and Natural Mabel. It is a tie between Hotness On and Saturated Yellow Crewmate for the last spot. I will pick who will join. Saturated Yellow Crewmate, you have been chosen. That means you get to join. Now that we have our 6 joiners, it is now time for the teams to pick who joins their team. The order of selection will be based on how well each team has performed up to this point, with the better teams getting higher selections. Due to this, the Cinderella Imposters will have the first pick, the Wonder Crew will have the second pick, the Beefy Bosses will have the third pick, Oscorp will have the fourth pick, the Comic Relievers will have the fifth pick, and the Junior A-listers will have the last pick for this special event. Here are the resulting teams for the join booth. Anyways, the next challenge is to swim across the Hudson River. The team that finishes in last place will face elimination. Go.
Having you on our team is a dream come true, Harley. Sucks we only finished in 3rd place, but at least we didn't do too bad.
I know, right? It feels just like Deadpool vs. Wolverine, except that we now have even more firepower.
Hell yeah. Too bad the Dallas Frauds and their team of jocks are somehow doing well too, and the hosts even have them ranked ahead of us for some stupid reason, or else we would have been able to draft you with the first pick.
At least they selected their guy, who is that stupid boy named Anthony Edwards, and I was still able to go to your team.
To be fair, though, the Cinderella Imposters are pretty darn good. They absolutely demolished White Mage and Rosalina in that basketball challenge in episode 5. Not to mention that they have great chemistry too. Shut up, Mahomes. No one asked for you to fanboy over those Chinese agents. Zach, chill. I'm just saying that they're a respectable bunch. Nothing wrong with that, geez. No, everything is wrong with that. Those pricks, as well as almost every NBA player, are all friends with the Big Donchoke, one of the dirtiest contestants to ever partake in the character elimination seasons. And they lack basic skills too. What do you mean Luka Doncic is a dirty contestant? He's a cool person. I've met him before, and he's a very friendly guy. I don't understand why you seem to hate him as well as almost all the NBA players while also thinking they're Chinese spies or something. And I don't understand why you think they're unskilled. We saw them demolish Rosalina and White Mage when they played against them in basketball, and we couldn't even keep up with Rosalina and White Mage. Like Yao Ming, Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Durant, and Nikola Jokic were literally torching Rosalina and White Mage on offense despite the latter two's magic powers, while Sean Bradley and Rudy Gobert were making it hard for White Mage and Rosalina to use their magic powers to score. That dime from Jokic to Yao was really cool, and Yao posterizing both Rosalina and White Mage and knocking off their top hats was quite a sight to see. I guess that's the perks of being sent over to this universe, as you usually get restored to your peak physique. Well, if you have been paying attention to the news, then you would have learned that Donich won an unfair tiebreaker over me in character elimination, Superstars, and then he was acting out and mocking me before nearly killing me for not agreeing with that tiebreaker. And don't get me started with their ties to China. They all like to tour China, therefore they are on board with everything the CCP does. Why can't they just ditch China and perhaps market themselves in Japan? Oh, and they're unskilled because that's just the truth. Well, to be fair, Donich does have a temper issue, so I understand why you hate him. I don't think it's fair to associate all of the NBA players with the CCP just because they like to visit and market themselves to Chinese people though. They're not actively enforcing the CCP's policies. And I say this as someone who does not like Xi Jinping at all. Hating the government doesn't mean hating the people, the culture, and the place. Then you can leave this team immediately, you traitor.
Zach, calm down. Mahomes is speaking in good faith. I don't like Doncic as much as Mahomes does, but that doesn't mean he is against you. And I think your argument of the NBA players being agents of China isn't really quite accurate regardless of how scummy they may be.
Yeah, I agree with Travis. Hate to break this to you, but you're sounding an awful lot like Dark Adam with this whole Chinese agent conspiracy.
Or maybe you haven't considered that they're the ones who orchestrated getting us disconnected from the Minecraft server. Except that it was later found that it wasn't those NBA players who did this to us, but rather Kim Jong-un and Dennis Rodman. And they disconnected every team outside of theirs from the server, which included disconnecting those NBA players too. You do realize that Dennis Rodman is an NBA player too, right? And that Kim Jong-un and Xi Jinping are close allies as well? That's more than enough proof that the Dallas frauds and their other NBA allies have been working with Kim Jong-un and Dennis Rodman to sabotage us.
I don't know, but that sounds like a really massive reach. I agree with our team's Chiefs players on this one. I know this sounds harsh, but you need to watch your mouth or else other people like those NBA players will not treat you as kindly as we do.
Well, on second thought, you are right. I hate Donald Trump and Dark Adam, and I just realized what I just said really does sound like the type of stuff they would say. I still hate the NBA players though.
Now that's my guy, Zach.
Oh, Nate, I was wondering how your friendship with Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski is going.
Oh, it turns out they learned I was friends with Zach sometime after Adam's Megalomania character elimination season, and they didn't like that. They're in support of the NBA players, just like you it seems.
Well, I don't necessarily like all of them, as some of them, like Victor Wembanyama, have been giving me quite some work and therefore we have a little rivalry. Especially between me and Wemby's buddy Hawk. But Donich and I do get along pretty well. Sucks that he got traded to the Lakers though. Is it because it's the Lakers? You know, I'm a big Celtics fan. No, it's because I'm a Mavericks fan. Anthony Davis is great, but you don't trade Donich for someone like him. I'd only trade Donich if I'm getting Jokic or Wemby in return, and even then I'm not sure I'd pull the trigger for that type of deal.
Well, I would, for a much smaller return even though Anthony Davis isn't that good anyways.
Me too. I'd trade him for a bench scrub.
But I wouldn't. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Doncic, but he is pretty valuable to basketball.
Also, Zachary, you mentioned of an unfair tiebreaker against Donich. Can you elaborate on that?
Long story short, the hosts decided to let the last booted contestant, Ariana Greenblatt, vote to break the tie when the rules actually stated that it should have been a second vote off where the viewers would vote again.
But why was this unfair? Because she was previously teammates with Donich and never teammates with me, so she was going to vote for Donich. I see. Now I understand why you got super upset over that, Zach. Sorry about that. Donich should have understood where you were coming from, even if he benefited from that tiebreaker. Well, to be fair, I didn't know of that rule at that time, but I do remember thinking I was screwed the moment Black Mage announced how the tiebreaker was going to work. And thank God Ariana Greenblatt was first booted alongside our other enemies P. Diddy and Josh Kiddey. And you're right, Donish should have been more understanding of what I was feeling that day. But unfortunately he wasn't, and now his friends, including the Dallas Squad trio, hate me because of that incident. Oh, and get this, the Dallas Squad trio are still standing in Nintendo Switch Battle Royale as of episode 11. My bets are on Rock Candy Piper winning, because she killed Red Nissan, who supports the creator. I may somehow hate Piper herself for what one of her variants did to me, Nate Sauter, and Travis Kelce back in Remix 2280 Elimination, but hey, as long as they are doing things for good causes in my views, I'm all in for it. If you say so.
Oh yeah, about Piper, hasn't she gone missing? Like, I know some of her variants are still around, but I think I heard the original Piper has never been heard from again after June of this year.
I don't know, but I don't really care about her.
Neither do I, unless if she's on our side.
Congratulations to the comic relievers for winning this challenge. Based on what we saw, the junior A-listers will face elimination. Vote who to be eliminated and who to get the prize. As a reminder, joiners will have immunity because they just joined.